Sometimes, life brings two people together not by chance, but by quiet intention, through a chain of friends, a shared laugh, and a single moment that feels right. That was how Ken met Mizuki. When their mutual friends introduced them, no one expected much. Maybe just a friendly coffee, a polite chat, and then back to their routines. But something happened during that first meeting.
ごめん、渡しちゃって。
そういいよ。
ごめんってば。いや、恋にバイトに忙しくってさ。
あんたらが付き合ってんの最初びっくりしたよ。
あ、知らなかったんだ。
もうほんと俺と別れて1週間だもんな。元彼寂しい。
泣かないで。私は恋大きい女なんです。
ごめん、今回は長く続くといいけど。
私の何をしてるかな？私は奉仕女なんです。今、幸せよね？
Ken found himself genuinely listening, not because he felt obliged to, but because every word from Mizuki carried warmth. She, in turn, felt oddly comfortable, as if this quiet, grounded man was someone she didn't have to perform for. The world outside disappeared for a while. They simply talked, shared stories, and laughed at small things that made no sense to anyone else. Soon, their meetings became more frequent. Weekend dates turned into coffee dates. Conversations deepened. They discovered the joy of simplicity, not flashy gestures, not perfect plans, but simply being present. People around them noticed the connection. Friends whispered with half smiles, wondering if this might be something real. But there were also murmurs, harmless perhaps, but persistent. Some said Mizuki was unpredictable, that she sometimes followed her emotions more than her plans. She could be bright and affectionate one moment, distant the next. Others warned Ken gently, saying, "She's a wonderful person, but she values her independence. Don't expect her to fit into anyone's pattern." To him, relationships were not built on other people's perceptions. They were built on moments, shared honesty, mutual respect, and time. He believed everyone carried their own rhythm, and real love wasn't about control or certainty. It was about acceptance. So, while the world speculated, Ken chose silence. He focused on understanding Mizuki for who she truly was, not as people described her, but as he experienced her. He admired her energy, her openness, and the way she faced life without hesitation. And perhaps most importantly, he admired how she made him rediscover simple joys he had long forgotten, laughing without overthinking, speaking without fear of judgment, and embracing imperfection with grace. But even the most beautiful connections are tested not by the laughter they share, but by the silence that follows it. As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, subtle changes began to appear. Mizuki's moods shifted more often. Sometimes she would be radiant and talkative. Other times, distant and quiet. Ken noticed, but he didn't question her directly. Instead, he tried to create space, a safe one, where she could simply be. Because deep down, he believed something powerful. Love was not about fixing someone. It was about giving them the comfort to heal, to trust, to grow at their own pace. And yet, as gentle as his intentions were, Ken couldn't help but wonder, could understanding alone sustain love? Could trust hold steady when uncertainty begins to rise? In the first few months of their relationship, Ken often felt that the world had become brighter, not in a loud or extraordinary way, but in the quiet details of everyday life. Mizuki had a way of bringing life into ordinary moments. She would point out the beauty in small things, the way sunlight filtered through trees, the laughter of children at a park, or the peaceful silence just before rain. To her, life was meant to be felt, not just lived, and Ken found that energy contagious. He, who once preferred quiet evenings and predictable days, began to rediscover spontaneity, the joy of doing something simply because it felt right. Their dates were simple, but filled with meaning. Sometimes they would laugh at the results, whether good or bad. Other times, they'd walk by the riverside, sharing dreams, fears, and random thoughts that didn't need explanations. What made their time special was not perfection, but presence. They were learning about each other's worlds, Ken's calm steadiness balanced by Mizuki's free spirit. It was harmony and contrast, like two different melodies that somehow blended beautifully when played together. And in those quiet moments, he began to see another side of her. Mizuki wasn't unpredictable, he realized. She was strong, yet sometimes afraid of losing the very things that made her happy. As their bond deepened, Ken began to realize that love wasn't about finding someone who fits perfectly into your life. It was about learning to dance with differences, to hold on, yet let go enough for the other person to breathe. Love begins effortlessly. Laughter flows, silence feels warm. But time reveals what excitement hides. True love asks for patience and understanding. For Ken and Mizuki, closeness slowly became quiet distance, not from anger, but from growth. Mizuki's heart drifted toward reflection, and Ken learned that love cannot cure uncertainty. It can only offer presence. They gave each other space, choosing respect over possession. When they met again, peace replaced longing. Mizuki realized love isn't about finding someone to fill your emptiness, but learning to stand alone and still choose freely. Ken agreed. Real love helps both people grow, even in different directions. Their story ended not in heartbreak, but in gratitude. Love, he understood, isn't forever, it's transformation. In letting go, they found peace, proving that the truest connection is one that teaches understanding, patience, and quiet strength. What does trust mean to you in a relationship? Comment below. Your story may inspire someone else today.